Good morning. It's a Sunday morning at 7:30 and I'm out having a wander around the Collegiate Crescent site of Sheffield Hallam University. I used to be a student here a few decades ago, but this site has changed a lot. We're in the main part here, which is called the heart of the campus, or Pearson building. Sheffield Hallam University, of course, are starting to move away from this site and basing themselves more in the city centre. It's Sunday morning, so nothing's actually going to be open. It is quite a big site, this. Facilities management and security. I used to have lectures at some of these buildings down here when I was here, but it was a long time ago and I don't remember which buildings they were. There's lots of interesting period buildings here. Sheffield Hallam University Nursery. It is a bit of a sprawling site, this, around Collegiate Crescent. I'm going to walk around as much of it as I can. There's a number of listed buildings on this site. I don't know which ones they are, though. It's a kind of leafy suburb of Sheffield. We're not far from the city centre, all things considered. I used to love being a student here, and I can't understand why they actually want to move away from this site and into the city centre. Oak Lodge, Faculty of Health and Wellbeing. There's the heart of the campus main building. Now there's a cafe in there, I think, but I don't think it's going to be open at 7:30 in the morning. To see what a great place to be a student. You come out of lectures and you're on this lovely kind of grassland area. Just think it's an idyllic place. In fact, one of the reasons I came to university here was for this campus, because it was just so beautiful and so relaxing, and it has got a lovely feel to it. So let's continue our walk around the site. I do have my live map with me so I can see where we are. I wanted to come down here really early, obviously, so there's no one about, even though I think most of the campus is closed on a Sunday. But what a great place. What a great place. Now, no one seems to know exactly when Sheffield Hallam University are moving away from this campus completely. They've got 3 new city centre buildings that they're moving into. The Muse Mandela Montgomery Park Home, Southbourne College House. So where are we on this map? Oh, Oaklands. With there, as you can see, it is quite a sprawling site. We're just going to go past the main part. These would have all been absolutely beautiful period family houses back in the day. There was a lot of concern that when Sheffield Hallam University move out that some of these buildings may be demolished. Probably not the older period ones, but I would say some of the newer buildings that have sprung up over the last few decades. And all this could look very, very different in the future. Straight across there through just the other side of that tree, there's one of the newer buildings. But as I said, some of these older buildings are listed, but I don't know which ones. Nursery greenhouse. That's interesting. Wonderful old places. Now this part I do remember. This hasn't changed that much. But I think the layout of all the departments is different to how it was back in the late 1980s. The Muse. Grand period buildings, they really are. Oh, squirrel. It is just a maze of converted old buildings, this university campus. Park Home, Faculty of Health and Wellbeing. Well, I'm feeling well. Now that's Park Lane, that road there, which is kind of one of the far ends of the campus. It would be a shame if they do pull out of this site completely, because, as I said, what a beautiful place to study and be a student. It really is. So we're in this central walkway area. I'm actually parked in one of the parking spaces on this site that says "Do not park." But I'm thinking that it's 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Possibly nobody's going to check. So, we'll take a chance on that. Now, if it weren't for all these maps, we would end up completely lost here. Heart of the campus, Oakland's main hall, AstroTurf pitch. There's a lot to see here. I was thinking about actually coming down here in the week when it was open and it was a lot more vibrant with students around. And then I wasn't sure. Although it'd be nice to come back here and sit in one of the cafes, except the cafe that I used to sit in, which was in the main building, a few decades ago, is probably completely unrecognisable now, I'm guessing. Well, that's the main building down here. It's called Heart of the Campus. Highly original name. Oh, look, squirrels everywhere. Ah, just perfect. It's a very quiet area, this Collegiate Crescent. Well, when there's no students here. It's definitely got an ambience. Here we are, Sheffield Hallam University main reception. So we are there on the map. College of Health, Wellbeing and Life Science Gym. This is the Pearson building. Again, there's a gym in there. Haven't seen any sign for a cafe. I'm desperate for some coffee this morning. This is one part of Sheffield that I don't know if anybody actually walks around, although technically it's a private site, I guess, but I haven't seen any signs that say keep out. Main hall, Herbert Wing Hall 1 and 2. It's the Herbert Wing. Never heard of the Herbert Wing before. Don't think it was called that when I was here. I would have thought they'd have had some kind of security here. I'm probably being watched on camera from a secret control room somewhere. And 2 security guards will appear at any minute. But no, it's very quiet. There are a few cars parked here and there are lights on in some of the buildings, but perhaps that's just the cleaning staff. Caution. Traffic. Well, we'll try and avoid it. I wouldn't be at all surprised if some of these buildings are haunted. Yeah, there's some energy around here. It's another beautiful old building that's now in use as a nursery. Sheffield Hallam University Nursery. Well, they think of everything, don't they? We're coming out here. I think we're coming out onto Collegiate Crescent itself here. And we'll just walk up the hill a bit. Collegiate Campus 23 Bromgrove Road. Oh, is this Bromgrove Road then? Okay, we'll just walk up here a bit because there's some more Sheffield Hallam buildings just a little bit higher up. Yep, according to my live map, there's the sports facility up here. If memory serves me correct, this is where I went to have an exam once, or sit an exam, in the big hall. I think I'm possibly on the wrong road here. Right, I think we need to actually work our way through here over to Collegiate Crescent and then head down a little bit to pick up the rest of the campus. I can't really remember my way around because it's been a long time since I was here. There's lots of little roads that come off some of the B roads leading in here. A lot of them are sort of dead ends into small, exclusive little car parks and things. So this is where the gym was. I think I've approached it from the other side before. I definitely had an exam in there before. They're all private houses, them, although I think some of them are used for the university. Let's walk down there a little bit. Surprisingly, I think we've covered most of the site, actually. But then I'm a fast walker. Well, some of these houses here used to be used by the university as kind of annexes for departments. But I'm seeing a complete lack of Sheffield Hallam University signage here. So maybe the site has actually shrunk compared to how it was 3 decades ago. That is quite likely. Nice place to live though. Aha, wait a minute, there's a red sign. That looks like a Sheffield Hallam University sign. So let's see what that one is for. Walking down towards Eckersall Road now, that's right at the bottom there. This is the Collegiate Campus. Okay, but what is it for? Visitor parking. Is that the main building there over the wall? Doesn't give the name of a department here. Perhaps this is a staff facility. Still, if you walk around, you can always find little ways through to the next plot. Let's just have a look in here. So it looks a bit bare and neglected. I wouldn't be surprised if Sheffield Hallam University have actually pulled out of some of these buildings. Maybe not. Please wear face covering. Well, that dates back to 2020, doesn't it? Hallam Legal Advice Centre. Oh, this is where their law department is, or was. I'm sure they've moved into the city centre now, which is why there's no signage on the front. So this might be kind of one of these mothballed sites that nothing's happening in at the moment. Now, where have we come out? Saunders. The Saunders building. Well, Your guess is as good as mine. Saunders. Really is a little rabbit warren, isn't it? Which is why I'm here, of course. Oh, a little pub. Pub garden table there. What do they call them? Beer garden tables. How pleasant. An imposing building, isn't it? Now I wonder what that's used for. Oh, love those windows. Oh, little gate in the wall too. Reminiscent of kind of splendid Victorian gardens, because all these would have been, although that's a newish building. I do remember that being there in the 90s, but I don't know how long it's actually been there. This is also one of their buildings. Collegiate Hall. Academy of Sport and Physical Activity. Little garden with tables through there. So there must be a cafe facility in there. He says, wanting his coffee. We're right down at the junction with Ecclesall Road now. Collegiate Hall entrance. Now this is a building I have been in. I definitely remember coming in here. This was some kind of academic main building. I think you actually went here to register as a student. Seem to remember that's why I came here. To say it's very likely changed uses though since that time, but what an absolutely magnificent building. Make a splendid country house. Yeah, I definitely have been in this building as a student. I do remember it. But I'm sure it was a kind of student registration and general kind of reception area back then. I'm actually planning to do a walk along Ecclesall Road at some point soon. An early morning one, although days are getting shorter now. We're in the middle of September, so I don't know. Magnificent windows. Marvellous. Well, I think that's pretty much it actually. There's a couple of buildings I haven't seen yet. They're at the top. There's one called Southbourne that I do remember, but it's right at the top here. But there we have it. This place may look completely different in a few years if the university do completely pull out. It's also a squirrel's paradise around here. I'll tell you what, we'll just have a walk further up this road, Broomgrove, because there's a couple of other buildings at the top here on Clarkhouse Road, one of which is called Southbourne, which I used to have lectures in. So if we see if we can have a quick exterior wander around that. We're very close to Wetherspoons here, the what I call Linwood Annex, because that was one of its original names. The Francis Newton. So, you know me, a walk around, followed by breakfast. So we've got to walk all the way up Broomgrove Road to find this other part of the Sheffield Hallam University site. And it's uphill. I think it's over there somewhere. I'm sure I parked here before as a student, but these weren't private apartments. I'm sure they were university accommodation places. I have definitely parked in here to go to a lecture a few decades ago. Oh, to be a student again. Well, actually, there was a lot of financial pressure back then, and I'm quite sure it's a lot worse now. School through there, King Edward the 7th. You know, I want to walk around there as well at some point. Not been in there since 1980. Now, oh, what a grand old building. I actually think the Southbourne buildings are a bit further down, beyond where Wetherspoons is. King Edward the 7th School. I can't say I enjoyed my time there between 1977 and 1980, but I'd have a day back there. Oh, I would. Now, in case you're wondering when I'm going to be filming more of my river series, I've still got the River Don, the Sheaf and the Loxley to do. Winter isn't really the best time because I'm going to be sliding around on slippery banks and getting a ducking. So it'll probably be from next spring that I do some work on the river trails. Although we still haven't got anything that looks seriously autumnal yet. There's a few brown leaves on the trees, but it's still quite green. So my autumnal walk around Riverlyn, well, still a few weeks away. I'm remembering a time when I was a student down at Collegiate Crescent. I lived at Walkley at the time, and I used to walk down through Broomhill and down this road until I got to wherever the department was that I was based in, which I think was one of these houses. But I haven't recognised a particular house. I don't know if it's still a Sheffield Hallam building. Could now be just a private house. Don't think there's been any demolition down here in the last 30 years, but I don't know. But I haven't been able to find it. The Department of Psychology, it was, well, sociology and psychology I was doing at the time, and had an old Victorian house that was where the department was based, and it was definitely off this road, somewhere near the main building, but kind of tucked away. I haven't seen any signs for that, so I assume that if Sheffield Hallam still do anything psychology and sociologically psychological and sociological related, that is now based in the city centre campus, where everything is apparently slowly moving to. They've built 3 new buildings down there apparently, right in the town centre, which I haven't seen. Maybe I walked past them when I was doing my Porter River journey. There might be somewhere near the train station in that area, but I didn't see them. But I don't personally see the appeal of making a university campus based in a city centre. I think it's much more pleasant to work in a kind of leafy suburb where you haven't got the roar of the traffic and the buses and the trams and stuff.
The yellow